The mosquito bow is a ranged weapon that is constructed from the digested remains of a Chelicity, 20,480 pieces of iron, and 192 pieces of tarantula silk, the equivalent to slaughtering 384 tier 4 tarantula bosses and procuring 983,000 pieces of flint. This makes the mosquito bow the most expensive bow in the game, costing over 30 million coins. Despite this, many people argue that the mosquito bow is worse than the Runan's bow, the second best bow in the game. At first, this is believable. The Runan's bow fires 3 arrows at once, which allows you to kill more mobs simultaneously. The side arrows deal 40% of the damage of the main arrow, so that when all 3 arrows hit the same mob, you deal 80% more damage. But, what if I told you that most of the time, only 1 arrow from the Runan bow hits the mob? As demonstrated, only 1 or occasionally 2 arrows actually hit the mob. Another thing to note is that the arrow that lands is usually the side arrow, meaning that you are actually dealing only 40% of the normal damage. Now let's test the damage of the mosquito bow. So even if all 3 arrows manage to hit the same mob, a single arrow from the mosquito bow deals more damage than the damage of all 3 arrows of the Runan bow combined. And since most arrows of the Runan bow don't hit most of the time, that makes the mosquito bow even better. Now it is time to test the mosquito bow healing ability. This healing is more profound if you swap swords to a sword that has the lifesteal enchantment on it. The mosquito bow ability and lifesteal swords together heals you faster than the overflux, and at a lower mana cost too. With superior dragon armor forged to half wise and half godly, and using an overflux orb to gain more mana, you should be able to spam the ability for about 20-30 seconds before having to regenerate mana. In conclusion, despite many people arguing that the mosquito bow sucks, the mosquito bow is a magnificent ranged weapon. It has the highest damage in the game, has extreme healing powers, and its mana cost is sustainable. I recommend purchasing a mosquito bow as there is no doubt it will be useful for dungeons. Anyways, goodbye.